And it's your boy G Bush in the building. Welcome on in. Come on in. Yeah, man. We got a Victory Monday served up for everybody. Welcome on in to the UCSS YouTube channel. G Bush here with the Barbershop, celebrating a big time win from the Cleveland Browns, led by Joe Flacco. You know, it's been a wild couple of weeks here with Joe Flacco. We'll dive into that with you guys, and we'll talk about. You see the topic line that we got right now. How far could Joe Flacco lead the Cleveland Browns? And how far could they go in the playoffs? You'll be surprised with the way I answer it because, you know, I've been pretty high on Joe Flacco from the get-go, and I'll let you know why I think the Cleveland Browns have a really decent chance of doing some things in the rest of the season, so we'll do that as well. We got another story, and this is with Dawand Jones. So Dawand Jones, we have a health update, little bad news. Boy, it seems like it goes from worse to tragic a little bit here when we talk about with our offensive line. You got Dawand Jones, so I'll give you a update with him, let you know what's going on with him. Haven't heard too much about Grant Delpit. We'll talk about him too later on the show. He got a nice little extension. So we'll talk about bringing Grant Delpit back into the fold and why I like that move as well. And then we'll get to Kevin Stefanski. I want to have a broader topic, a conversation with Kevin Stefanski about why we seem to always just have we're either up or down on Kevin Stefanski. So I want to have a conversation in terms of what is the conversation level with Kevin Stefanski and why we always seem to be on one opposite end of the spectrum or the other. Either you hate him or you love him. There is no middle ground with that as well. And as I told you, we got 1,000 likes, so I will be giving away this new beautiful shirt right here. As you can see, this is the Grinch Green, the Grinch G Money shirt. I tell you what, we're gonna give away this as well. We'll tell you the code word is so you guys can enroll for free to get this shirt, courtesy of G Bush in the Barbershop. We'll do that later on in the show. We'll give you the code word so that you guys can enter totally free, and we'll get that to you throughout the show. So we got a nice show for you guys playing, and as always, we're going to get to your commentary. Heavy react day, so I'm going to give you guys a chance, an opportunity to react. We got any questions you want to throw out with the question and answer? I'm going to give you a little more time so you guys can get through all of the comments here on the Barbershop. We try to be a heavy react on Monday, especially when the Browns get a win. So make sure you guys get your questions in, comments. We will be going over a lot of these stuff throughout the day. So we got an hour. We'll be rocking and rolling with you, and we want to say thank you for all those people that are tuned in watching and making sure that you make the Barbershop a part of what you do throughout your week. So we want to thank you as well. Let's get right off into this situation. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, you know, how far can this thing go? And, as you guys know, I predicted on the UCSS, we do our headlines on WKYC on Friday. And for my headlines, I had the Cleveland Browns winning the football game. But I also hit it right on the head in terms of what I thought he was capable of doing. I said 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. And a lot of people on the panel on UCSS, were saying that, how they were so surprised and nobody had Joe Flacco doing this. I always have to correct people. It's okay. I always seem to have to correct people when it comes to everybody saying there's a blanket statement. No one expected Joe Flacco to be doing this. Nobody really realized. No. This guy did, right? And that's the thing about being, I call myself the self-proclaimed Duke of knee jerk. And the thing about it that frustrates me sometimes is I take heat because people will say, G. Bush, you're emotional. G. Bush, you it's a knee-jerk reaction. You are always jumping off a cliff. You're too emotional about these decisions. You're drinking the Kool-Aid too much. So I get a lot of backlash when it comes to Twitter, when it comes to social media, because people want to use that against you in order to denote or to say that you don't know what you're talking about because you're too emotional about what you say. You're being sensational. You're not being level-headed. And I take that and I say, okay, cool, that's fine. But for me, I don't have a problem standing on what I stand on. I don't have a problem on stating what my predictions are if I feel very comfortable about them, if I feel like they're based in some sort of something solid. I have no problem standing on that. And you could just say, okay, well, he's the Duke and knee jerk. It is what it is. But if I'm going to take the heat for doing that, for being standing on predictions, I should get the credit when they're right. Should I not? I should get that credit if I'm right. So if you're going to say, oh, gee, but this dude, G. Bush, he don't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know this and that, and he don't know the third and this. But when I hit and I say, and it's right, I should get that credit. So it is unequivocally false when people get up here and tell you that nobody thought Joe Flacco. No, I've been telling you. Actually, I was the one standing up on the table saying, look, man, we need to go get a veteran quarterback. But everybody told me if Deshaun Watson got hurt, the season was over. And I just want you guys to understand that moving forward. Don't necessarily believe like that, that's a narrative. The game is more than that. The game is more than just saying one person did this and that. And they've been trying so hard to make this whole entire season about a referendum on Deshaun Watson. That's why I was so salty last week when I came back on Friday and dropped the video. I'm like, dude, I come back. Y'all talking about Deshaun Watson being in the stands or not? The real story is on the football field. And so when I'm looking at this and I see Joe Flacco and they finally get him in, and you say, well, was that just a guess? How did you know and why did you know that Joe Flacco was going to do what he was going to do? It's because nowadays, and we don't value experience or wisdom. There was a thing back in the day where, you sat up under your grandfather, you know what I'm saying? And you listened to his stories and he taught you different things. And he taught you how to change a tire, or he taught you how to put some stuff on the gas grill. He taught you, little wisdom things, little small things that you take with you throughout your life, that you become a man and you learn those things. But nowadays, we don't value none of that. People don't have no respect for their elders. People don't have a respect or any value system placed on wisdom, placed on guys that have been there and done that. And we so quick to say guys is washed. Oh, he's washed. He's done. Stick a fork in him. Running backs will finish at 30. We don't need that guy. We don't need this. We don't need this. Oh, go with the young guy. And it's easy to say go with the young guy. It's easy to say, okay, well, it's nice because you can imagine what his upside is going to be. But there's something to be said for a guy who's seen every defense, who's been pressured before, who's done that at a high level, who's won a Super Bowl, who's been on the road as a wild card and won a Super Bowl, who's played against great defenders and practiced against great defenders, some of the best to ever play. Think about this. When Joe Flacco comes to the line of scrimmage, he's had multiple years where at practice, the middle linebacker that he was trying to out-scheme was Ray Lewis. The safety that he was trying to manipulate with his eyes and pump fake and look off was Ed Reed. The defensive tackle that he was trying to block, that he was trying to get secured up, was Haloti Ngata. The guy he was trying to slide his protection and block was Sackmaster Terrell Suggs. I could keep going. And best believe all of those players has sat with Joe Flacco and told him, yeah, this is what I'm looking at. This is how I get down. This is what my film study shows. So now you have an opportunity to have Kevin Stefanski, who not is only talking to him as an offensive coordinator, he's talking to him as a peer. He's talking to him like he's his equal. Because Joe's seen a lot of things. He's done a lot of things. So when the game plan go in, they ain't got to waste all of the little extra time and energy and effort that you got to do to say, okay, DTR, this is what your play fake is going to say. Okay, DTR, if the ball doesn't go here, you need to go here. Okay, PJ Walker, if you don't have nothing, just go ahead and tuck it and lay down. Okay, Deshaun Watson, I know you want to extend the plays, but you don't got to worry about none of that. He already has the basics. Now we can cut to the chase and just find out the plays that you're comfortable with and plays that you think are going to work. I love a veteran quarterback. Love it in this situation. And guess what? He ain't going to be shaky. He not going to be spooked. He done played in the division. He done played in bad weather. And on top of that, he is now getting the opportunity to play the game that he loves, and he thought it was taken away from him. I tell people this all the time. When you get to be this age, one of the hardest things for me, and ask Tyvis Powell about this, is as a man, you have very few things that can get you higher than playing sports at a high level. There's very few things that get you that excited. When you go to sleep and you dream at night, you don't dream about cars, women, money. You don't dream about none of that. You know what you dream about? What I found myself dreaming about the most was that feeling, that high you get when you put that uniform on and you're about to walk out of the locker room, or the high that you get when you walking up in the batter's box and you about to go against a pitcher for the first time through the order, or that crisp air that you walk down the tunnel and you go out and it's a crisp fall night and you playing your high school rival, or it's basketball when you come out for layup line and you throwing the ball off the backboard and you're running around. You got your warm ups on and your Jordans. That's what you worry about. That's what you dream about. I don't dream about no money or I can't I don't dream about going on dates with my wife. No disrespect. I don't dream about what presents I'm getting. I dream about them days that you can never replace. And there's nothing higher than that for an athlete. And for Joe Flacco, also a guy we talking about, like with your man Kareem Hunt. When you feel like I've seen my mortality and I've seen it and it's in front of my face, and I know that I only got a few more times to do this. I only got a very small finite amount of time to get what I have to get done. My book is not written. It's in the last chapter, but my book ain't written. It was a no-brainer. I don't need to see Joe Flacco's. He played terrible with the Jets. It's deeper than that. The game is about emotion. The game is about people. These ain't analytical robots. I already knew he was going to do his thing because I put myself in his situation and was like, wow, what an opportunity. What an opportunity it is to get back. Most people don't get that opportunity to put that jersey on one more time. Joe Flacco's getting it at 38, 39 years old. And you know what? I told you today on UCSS, if you was watching, you know how I know Kevin Stefanski having fun? Take a look at him on the sideline, running up and down, doing all kind of gyrations and stuff. That's fun because he's now getting to a point where this is the offense he wanted to run. If you watch The Barbershop, to be truthful, if you watch it, it's consistent. Like there's a level of consistency, what I've been saying from day one. If you go back to the blogs when I talked about the man in the mirror, who are the Cleveland Browns? What do they hang their hat on? I talk about the level of the playbook, what Kevin Stefanski is most comfortable with. It's no coincidence, no coincidence that Joe Flacco is playing his best ball right now, and that the Cleveland Browns offense is moving up and down the field. You know why? Because the plays that Kevin Stefanski is calling is really who he is internally. And the guy that he has at quarterback fits that mentality. So that's why I knew they were going to do what they were going to do. And it's going to get better week after week. The question is, how far can he lead the Browns? I'm going to tell you this, tell you like this. Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. It may seem like it's crazy. It may seem like it's a knee-jerk reaction. Sky is the limit. When you look at the way that this landscape is setting up for you, you should be excited as fans at the house. You should be ecstatic. You just beat the team that probably is going to be in the playoffs, the Jaguars. And I'm not scared of the Jaguars. I'm kind of glad Trevor Lawrence played, so I could get me a little sneak peek preview of what y'all got to offer. Travis Etienne is banged up. He's not playing well. Christian Kirk looks like he's gone for the season. You got a offensive line that can't do nothing with our defensive line as far as running the football. And our defense picked them off 4 or 5 times. I'm not scared about nothing they can give me. And if you keep watching and if you keep looking and you say, well, what if Joe don't give up that little sack and the strip? What if our receivers is running the same routes? See, it was 311 and 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, and one strip sack this week. What happens when there's next week against the Bears and we don't give you that strip sack, and Mari Cooper don't give you that fumble? See, you got an opportunity to go into this offseason, this postseason, hitting on more cylinders than you do right now. And don't let them give Pierre Strong some carries. I'm telling you, that's the next crystal ball thing. Watch. I keep trying to tell y'all, when they give Pierre the Strong the football and he gets about 110 and 2 touchdowns on the ground, they'll tell you, who would have known Pierre Strong was that good? Nobody thought Pierre Strong could be. No, I did. I told you and I've been telling you. Listen, I'm just saying, bro. Just letting you know. You either I'm like the candy. You either gonna mess with me now or later. But guess what, my people? It's gonna come to pass. Let's get to it. 169 people in here, man. I appreciate y'all for in the middle of the day. Hit the like button for your bro. Hit the like button for your buddy over here. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to some of your comments as well. 169. Let's get to some comments here. Let's do it. Make sure we get all that. Let's get to the first one. Let's go to Nicole D. Should we move Jed to left tackle when he returns? I think Jed already plays left tackle. I think you meant right tackle. I'm gonna keep Jed right where he at. We'll find somebody to put over there and rotate, whether it's Hudson or Christian. But I'm gonna leave Jed when he comes back. I'm gonna leave him at the left side. Jed was already the left tackle game. Yeah, I think she meant the right side. Yeah. Yeah, there it is. Nope. So you got it, man. Appreciate the super chat, Nicole D. No, I will leave him at left tackle. We'll find the right tackle, whoever that may be, and we'll patch it up. But I just want him to be comfortable where we at. G. Bush, why do you think Flacco can come off the couch and throw for 300 yards, but Watson struggles to do the same thing? I think I think people make too much of the couch thing. I think playing in the NFL is very difficult. But I think that people don't realize how elite people are. we see 38 years old and we start talking like these guys or Joe Flacco was doing the same thing we wasn't. Obviously, Joe Flacco was working out. Obviously, Joe Flacco was still in shape. But we start to put ourselves and ourselves in the place and interchangeable with athletes. You're not. You're not. I mean, it's hard pressed to get people in my industry to even go get on the treadmill, let alone be in shape. I think it was greatly over exaggerated the fact that he fell off and his arm wasn't there. First and foremost, he showed you exactly what he was able to do. You don't need to be a quarterback or be Michael Vick or something and elude the pass rush. It just shows you how he was able to elude the pass rush, move, understand where the blitz is coming from, anticipate the throw, and you get David Bell for a touchdown. All of that stuff that he has is 20 years of being in the game. Once again, I threw that out in the beginning in my monologue, so I might have answered your question. This guy was playing against Hall of Fame, one of the best defenses of all time. He's playing against Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Julio Renata. He's playing Sackmaster Terrell Suggs. And on top of that, you got to understand, too, this man is a Super Bowl champion. Super Bowl champion. Big time contract. One of the first big deals playing in the division, and he knows the game. So you can't take that away from nobody. And by the way, his arm has not decreased, not a bit. That's another thing, too, that you can't strip from him. And that's why I think Deshaun Watson also is a different player than Joe Flacco. I think Kevin Stefanski may be more comfortable working with a guy with a skill set like Joe Flacco, and he's still trying to learn on the run with Deshaun Watson. And once again, you don't have to tell Joe a lot of different things. He ain't going to be fooled. Not going to be fooled. Said it's crazy how many key players we keep losing for the season. That's why when we get to the Kevin Stefanski conversation, we're going to start to talk about it a little bit. I mean, I got to give him credit, because, I mean, we got big name guys. We got big name guys going down. It ain't regular guys. We talking about starters, big time names that we count on, and they going down, and you still 8-5. I don't know how many teams can say that. J-Dog 66. G, don't you think you should sign Flacco to a 2-year contract and not make the same mistake they made with Brissett and Dobbs? If I could give you a standing ovation, I would. J-Dog 66, that's a really astute and something that I've been throwing out there for about a week now. I just think people don't learn from their mistakes or other people's mistakes. If I know I got Joe Flacco and I know I'm comfortable enough to say I'm going to play with him the rest of the season, he's my starter, why would I then wait till he keep racking up wins? And now, every time he plays well, guess what the market does? Jumps up a little bit. Who's to say some desperate team don't offer him $6 million in the offseason? Who's to say some desperate team that has a stopgap that's going to draft a rookie quarterback this year don't want that rookie to play immediately, and they need a stopgap? So now what you do, instead of striking strategically when the iron is hot and saying, Joe, we give you 2 to 3, and we might give Joe 4. We signed him to a 2-year deal. The last year's a team option. Now you don't got to worry about nothing. In the reality of the situation, now he knows the offense. He's acclimated to Cleveland. He understands what's going on. He's used to Kevin Stefanski. And guess what? Your starter is coming off shoulder surgery. So is he going to be able to throw all in practice? No. Is he going to be able to take first team reps? Who knows? Do your due diligence now. Get ahead of something before you got to start. Get ahead of it, because he'll take that deal now and wrap it up. And guess what? We keeping DTR too. What you talking about? Use your head, people. I'm always got to argue with somebody. No, you can get him everywhere. You can get one of those everywhere. Hey, man, look, once again, I said with my grandfather, you know what the old saying is? A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. Time value of money. I want my money today. I ain't worried about tomorrow. The bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. I'm trying to just teach you something because you got a nice quarterback. You see what you stumbled upon. Don't be stupid. Sometimes the Browns, boy, sometimes these Browns. Bo says, I don't know if I'm 100% sold on Flacco. We should have gone out after Uncle Rico or Al Bundy. Hey, man, listen, you might not be sold on him right now, but guess what? The more he keep winning, I ain't seen no 300-yard games this year, but from him, that's very impressive. 300 yards and you just was here 2 weeks ago? Come on. No offseason, no OTAs, none of that. No Nick Chubb, none of that. No two turnstile tackles. That's one is off the street, the other one keep jumping up. Come on, man. Stop. Come on. Fire Beats, he said Flacco is a better true quarterback than any quarterback the Browns have had in my lifetime, and I was born in '93. You talk. And I like Deshaun Watson's skill set. I do. Don't get me twisted, and don't get it twisted. Deshaun Watson is quarterback moving forward. But one thing that you get with me is I talk about the people that's on the field. Deshaun Watson is done for the season. Let's get to this. I'm all about who in this game with me right now. I'm all about who's in the game right now, and I think, I think we gonna get it done. And I like what Flacco's bringing to the table. Like what he's bringing to the table. We got a lot more to get to, a lot more to get with you guys. And we're going to come back and we talk about this. I hate to be a downer. Let's get to the information on Dawand Jones. Looks like he's going to be out. We'll tell you the exact injury and what's going on with it. And we'll do that coming back. It's G. Bush in the Barbershop on the UCSS YouTube network. All right, I'm always coming to you live, and I'm always representing that phenomenal barbershop. If you want to know where I get my hair cut, does a great job. Talk to my people at Phenomenal Barbershop. Call my man Jason to book an appointment today. 216-385-8861. Good family environment. They don't do a lot of cursing. They don't do a lot of barbershop talk. They will talk your ear off about sports, but that's all good, man. It's a family environment. Your wife can get her hair done there. Your kids too, and yourself. Go to 11827 Detroit Avenue, Lakewood, Ohio, 44107. If you are in the area, Phenomenal Barbershop is the barbershop of G. Bush and the Barbershop. This is a tough one. There's a tough one. You read it up there. You read it up there right now. Dawand Jones is out for the year. I think Mary Kay had that at the end of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, and that news broke. Dawand Jones, he had hurt his knee in practice. Dawand Jones, don't know exactly what it is. I'm speculating, saying, look, chances are it's not a ACL or anything like that. But when you talk about a torn meniscus or anything like that, it's going to be a very difficult thing for a bigger guy and a bigger lineman to do that. I've had multiple scopes on my knee, and shout out to Joe Bitonio because he had a little scope, came right back immediately in like 2 weeks. We didn't even know. Like he said, he had it done over the bye week. So, certain people's bodies heal differently. But when you look at Dawand Jones and you look at his body type, you want to make sure that, when you're carrying that much girth, that much mass, and it's on your frame, whether it's on your joints, your knees, your ankles, hip flexors, all that different type stuff, you're going to always have issues where you want to be very, very safe when it comes to making sure that those things get healed up and come back and you're 100%. Because one of the things that happens is you got so much weight on these joints. You don't want to have it when you start with the torn cartilage. And I've been there. You start with the swelling, then it becomes problematic. You don't know if you could practice every single day on it because of the swelling. And you just don't want to have any meniscus or any of that stuff, hampering you and being a nagging injury through the rest of your career. So I think the Cleveland Browns did a good job of saying, look, I know we would love to have Dawand Jones back. I know we would like to have him back for the playoff push, but we got to look out for the big fella because he was a diamond in the rough. And by the way, I just don't want to seem like I've been taking victory laps over here, but I got to remind you sometimes, because from time to time, G. Bush doesn't know what he's talking. Don't worry about how I say it. Just listen to what I'm telling you. I told you Dawand Jones was going to be a guy. I said it. I had to take all kind of pushback. I don't know. He's immature, G. Bush. What do you mean immature? Where you get that from? I don't know, G. Bush. He don't know his plays. What? Whoa. Yeah, he ain't got good conditioning, G. Bush. What? I was the one saying, oh, no, this guy is going to be starting. Oh, you're crazy. You're crazy, G. I mean, how many fourth-round picks? How many other teams? And guess what? Dawand Jones did his thing. If you counting, they'd be like, G. Bush, you're doing too many victory laps. That's why I don't like you. That's why you. I'm just saying, so you can either mess with me now or later. I did tell you, if you watch, right, like I was the Imani Bates guy, right? If you in the basketball, I was the guy jumping up and down on the set saying Imani Bates was going to be great when they got mad. They were so mad at Imani Bates. They tried to act like Imani Bates was garbage. They try to act like he wasn't the player of the year. They try to act like I didn't see the skill set. Bro, what are you talking about? You serious? That man's a shot maker. And all he did is come in younger than everybody. He's the youngest dude in the G League. He skipped his final year of high school, went right to Memphis. Let's not act like he was a bum or something. And all he's doing is averaging 30 points on grown men. 30. You either mess with me now or later. I'm just saying. I told Bull. Odell's washed. Not so much. He's not really washed, man. I digress, man. But don't listen. I'm looking at it. So you found a diamond in the rough with Dawand Jones. You found a guy who could play tackle for you for a lot of years to come. You found a dude that I believe is going to be a fixture while we're taking the victory laps. You got Dawand Jones. Why'd you sign Conklin? I told you. That's one of the worst signings I've ever seen in my life. You know, sign Conklin to that big deal. And I told you that was a terrible deal when he signed it. But that's the thing too, man. But everybody want to tell you about money. No, I'm not going to be telling about who ain't worth what. And I got a tackle that been injured for 3-4 years. So, how does this affect you in the field? A lot. Because James Hudson, let me tell you something. James Hudson almost had me. I was yelling at he almost had me losing my voice. If he jump off sides one more time, if he false start one more time, I'm going to lose it. That is unacceptable, man. You know the snap count. It's just a lack of concentration. I could understand you getting beat on some stuff. But, man, come on, bro. Line up, understand the snap count, and get off on the ball. And he be costing us, man. Boy. But, now you're going to have to depend on those guys. And I never thought I would say Jedrick Wills. Can't wait to have you back, buddy. But goodness gracious. Them tackles is starting to really, really wear thin on my patience. And the thing is, that just goes to show you why, we talk about Kevin Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski annoys you sometimes, but Kevin Stefanski does deserve some sort of credit. Because the guy keeps these dudes with bottom of the barrel scraping positions at tackle right now. No speed at receiver to talk about. You're on your fourth quarterback, and we sitting here with the same doggone record as Pat Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Can you believe that? Can you understand that? And that is why I'm not a hater. I may be critical of you, but I'm not no hater. I got to give credit where credit is due. Stefanski, that guys play hard for him. The Browns, they continue to fight when he looks like he's about to go left. Now, does it irk me the way he called plays? Yes. And that goes right into our next point after we get to this, man. We'll come back and get to some of your questions. Does it irk you a little bit? Yeah, irk you a little bit. Yeah, irk you a little bit. But it's not a thing where it's all or nothing. You see what I'm saying? It's not all or nothing. Let's get to some of your comments. We'll continue to do that. I got a super chat. Let's go ahead and read that. Oh, here we go. Hey, Pee Wee, I see you, man. Thanks, G Bush, for all you do, man. Listen, man, we just out here trying to, have a community talk a little bit. Holla, chat a little bit. We appreciate you. Thank you, bro. I really do. Sean Finnerty, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. I appreciate all 261 people in here. All 261 up in here. We appreciate you. Hit the like button for your boy. It's going to be some good times, man. This is a pivotal month for us. Think about it, man. Think about how good the holiday seasons is, man. How good is the holiday seasons when the Browns is in contention? All them little Christmas parties you don't want to go to. All them little trash little Christmas parties that you got to go to at work. They be trying to make it seem like we got a Christmas party. Hey, step your game up, employers. Stop getting these little Caesars hot and readies and hanging around with each other and talking about we got a Christmas party. That is not a Christmas party. Step your game up. Spend some money on your associates. They already had to come back to the office. They're mad about that. COVID happened. I'm never going in that office. I'm losing money going to the office. I have to put a button up on and shoes. I much rather do my meetings through Zoom. I bet you would. Everybody, hey, hey, put this way, hey, I'm just making sure, hey, I might be off base. Hey, put in the chat. Put in the chat. If you know, you got one friend or family member that was mad as hell when they had to go back to the office. Put a 1 in there, or put a 2. You say, G Bush, I don't know what you're talking about. I think the 1s have it. We all got one buddy. It might be you. You might have been the mad one. I'm never going back to the office. I have to pack a lunch. I have to get up in the morning. I have to get up an hour and a half and fight traffic. It's unacceptable. Mad as hell going back to the office. COVID been over, dog. They be trying to cough. I got COVID. Nowadays, they don't even take you in the hospital. You got COVID. They be like, man, if you don't get up out of here with that, go home and drink you some fluids. Oh, man, we're going to get to that. My bad. I'll just be playing. I know we was talking about Dawand Jones. Let me put this up here so we can have fun. Yeah, there we go. There's Dawand Jones. Y'all want to talk about him? All right, man. Let's see. Hudson is 5. He's the 5th tackle. He's not perfect, but brings energy. He's from Ohio. Winning matters here for him. Culture matters. I never said he wasn't no good dude, Julian. Hey, look. Hey, listen, all that culture stuff, you better stop jumping off sides, bro. That's all I know. I ain't got no problem if you get beat. But if you jumping off sides in critical times, I'm going to get you every time. Because he know like I know. To a man, he knows what it is when you jump off. That's a lack of concentration. I can deal with effort. Long as the effort is there, I can deal with the fact that you are a 5th tackle and sometimes you're going to get beat. But guess what? We can't have you jumping off sides though, big dog. Let's see. William Anthony J. Flacco is at the end of his career. Look for something to do. Why wouldn't he want to be a part of organization going somewhere? Heck yeah, he ready to go. 300 yards, and he was on the couch a month ago, dropping dimes. Bob, man, I appreciate G. Bush, a smart, cool guy. I'm gonna just leave that up. Just leave it up there. Just, yeah, we might listen. Bob, you are a smart man for pointing that out. Boy, I tell you what. Sean Finnerty says, sign that man right away. Sign that man right away, but tell him to pull his socks up and show his stripes and don't disgrace the uniform. Oh, man, you guys are hilarious, man. Let's see. Listen, my man, Kool-Aid Man 84, Hudson his buns. At least he didn't say cheeks. So, G. Bush, let me ask you this. Ford is a future back up, or do we need to start putting Strong in as running back? Listen, I've been saying Pierre Strong is the running back that you need to have. And I don't wish injuries on anybody. You know, we was on the show today and Jason said his hand was wrapped up. I'm not wishing injuries on nobody, especially when they play on my team. Let's not get it twisted. I like Ford. Ford is a good back. I still think that he lacks vision, and I think he doesn't have the urgency to take what the defense is giving him. Sometimes he runs as if he's looking for the easy way out or looking for the home run. And you need to marry the two styles. That's why Kareem Hunt is so successful in short yardage, because he understands where and when I need to put that foot in the ground and get to it. Need to get to it. That's what he needs. And by the way, speaking of understanding when you need to get to something, right? Understanding when you need to get to something. I need to get to a break. When we come back, we'll talk about why it's Kevin Stefanski. All or nothing. How come we can't have an honest conversation about Kevin Stefanski? We'll do it next here on the UCSS YouTube channel. You know what it is. I told you. Nobody in the game does it like G. Bush. We always giving something out, and I'm going to give you an extra little bit of time. You got until 11:59 a.m. tonight in order to enter the random drawing. You can get the shirt I have on right now, the G Money, a.k.a. the King of the North Holiday hoodie. Here's how you do it. Send the code word of the day, Xmas, to gbush91@hotmail.com by 11:59 tonight to enter the random drawing. 3 lucky winners will win the G Money hoodie holiday, courtesy of G Bush and the barbershop. Now, let me tell you this. I done upgraded that to 5 hoodies because y'all got to 1,000 likes, and thanks for the 1,000 likes on UCSS earlier. That was 1 hoodie. I also said I was going to give out another hoodie because of the victory on the post-game show, and we did that as well. So you get an opportunity of 5 hoodies I'm giving out. All you got to do is put in the subject line Xmas, send that to gbush91@hotmail.com. Yes, I have Hotmail. By 11:59 tonight, and you'll be entered into the drawing. And as always, it's courtesy of G Bush in the barbershop. All right, so let's get back off into this before we got about 10, 12 minutes. We'll continue to take your calls, not calls, but chats. Well, you can tell I'm all the way in the in the business of talking. By the way, we haven't announced this, but if you are in the Cleveland area, me and Earl will be co-hosting Afternoon Drive coming up the day after Christmas. So that's the 26th and the 27th. G Bush and Earl, shout out to Earl, getting an opportunity, to get behind the big boy chair. We'll be filling in for Dustin Fox and Nick Wilson from 2 to 7 on the 26th and 27th. So if you're in the Cleveland area, make sure you check that out. Also, you can listen to us on the Odyssey app. Download that, and you can listen to the show anywhere on your smartphone. G. Bush and Earl will be on Holiday Takeover. I love holiday takeovers. Like, you're going to get a bunch of barbershop on that show as well. So shout out to Earl as well. Let's get to this. Is it this? Nope. Is it this? Oh, here it is. Yeah. Here we go. So this is a one that I want to get to. And I wanted to explain this so everybody can, one, understand where I'm coming from with a lot of different stuff. I think a lot of times it's misconstrued about how I feel about certain things. And a lot of people don't really be paying attention to what I'm saying. They just look at the theatrics. They look at the things around it. But when you actually break down what I'm saying some really consistent things. And my thing about Kevin Stefanski is, to me, we've been brainwashed a little bit into thinking that we can't have negative things to say about a person or negative things that a person can do. I wouldn't even say negative. I would say constructive criticism, feedback. Any time that you in a profession, and when I worked in corporate America, everybody was huge on feedback. It wasn't criticism. It wasn't, you did this, you're a bad person. You did this, you suck. It's all about feedback. And one of the things with Kevin Stefanski is sometimes we've gotten to the point where it's either you on the left or the far right. Either you think Kevin Stefanski should get an extension today, and he the best coach that you done seen since Bill Belichick. But then there's also another group of individuals that feel like Kevin Stefanski is one of the worst coaches ever. They hate his playbook. They hate his clock management. They don't like his communication style. And they would rather get him out, and they think the Browns are never going to win a thing with Kevin Stefanski at the helm. Now, for me, my question is, how do you marry the two, right? How do you have an intelligent conversation with the fans and the community, in the media, and out in the public sphere, when you got one group of people that's just like, they're not going to give him credit for nothing. And there's another group of people that are basically carrying water and being apologists. And I was thinking about it because even after we won and we were 8-5 and Flacco threw for 311, the first thing people started talking about is how much of that is Flacco, how much is that with Stefanski, right? How much is who gets the credit? And I wanted to just come on here and break this down and say, people, it's not that simple. It's not that difficult. I mean, it's simple, actually. Kevin Stefanski should get credit for keeping his team together. Kevin Stefanski should get credit for always having to reinvent himself and then be able to do that on the run, on the fly. He should get credit for that. He should get credit for the fact that if he's won games with 4 other quarterbacks, with all different play styles, with all different types of skill sets, he should get credit that your best offensive player, Nick Chubb, has been gone since week 2, and you still found a way with your other running backs to run the football. You found a way to consistently at least try to stay a little balanced in terms of your run-pass mix when you have 2 tackles that are backups. He should get credit for all of that. However, I can walk and chew gum at the same time. I can say that Kevin Stefanski has done a good job in those things, but I can also throw out there and say, look, sometimes he opens himself up to criticism when he should be running the ball or more diligent in sticking to the run without throwing the ball. I know his identity. I know his heart of hearts is I want to pass the ball. But sometimes when you up 2 scores and you got two tackles that are backups and your quarterback is 39, some would argue that you come out and run a little clock off, Kev. And if you don't, and they have turnovers, or if the quarterback gets sacked because he's dropping back like yesterday, you're going to open yourself up for a little criticism. But even with that criticism, no one's saying fire him today. You can have constructive feedback for somebody without saying You're done. You're terrible. You're the worst coach we've ever seen. Right now, we living under the all or nothing mindset in our country. Either you all in or you all out. There's no middle ground. And for Kevin Stefanski, there has to be some nuance. There has to be, people have to have the ability to have a nuanced conversation about a head coach. And the reason I believe that he gets so much criticism is this. Anytime you are a coach, but you wear multiple hats, say you're the GM and the coach, say you're the head coach and the coordinator. If you're doing both of those things, you're gonna open yourself up to more criticism. Because if Alex Van Pelt was over the offense and they didn't run the ball during times where fans thought it would be more opportunity to run the ball and to keep things, balanced, they would go after Van Pelt. They wouldn't say anything about Kevin Stefanski. He'd be the fall guy. But you see, when you are doing more than one things, you have more multiple chances or opportunities for people to say, I don't like your time management. I don't like your play calling. I don't like your schemes. I really don't like the different things that you're doing in terms of your challenges, all of those things you're opening yourself up to. But for me, I think Kevin Stefanski can be two things at once. I believe that he could be a coach that should be commended for doing what he's doing, and not many people in the league can even fathom doing that, what he's done with the injuries. But I also do believe that you could talk about and have a conversation about his play calling and say sometimes he does get a little pass happy. That doesn't mean he gets too pass happy and we got to fire him tomorrow. That's not what we're talking about. We got to get a little bit nuanced when it comes to those situations. And I think the further we go, I think the more and more it should set in that, yes, you can criticize somebody and still think that they're doing a good job. Let's keep it pushing. Let's get to some of your comments, 52 more comments really quickly before we get you guys up out of here. We appreciate all of you guys and all of your input. We appreciate it. We got some more super chats as well. Wyatt Teller was interviewed and spoke about Joe Flacco talking on the sideline right down to the onside kick, keeping everyone on mission. Love that. Love to see it and love to hear that. And thank you so much for the Kool-Aid Mafia. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you guys, man. Bob says, I love Mary Kay. Love Mary Kay. I'm a fan. She's awesome. Mel L says 92.3 the fan think they slick. You know what? Dave's like, listen, we're gonna put these two together. We're gonna have the whole city watching. Frank, thank you so much, man. Thanks for becoming a member. Thanks, Frank. We appreciate you out there, man. Happy holidays to you and yours. We appreciate that. Let me see. Let me get a couple more in here. Raw Dog says smart fans would take him over talent Killer Belichick in his dead coaching tree any day. By the way, Bill Belichick coaching tree just gets so much love. I don't understand how. I don't get it. We had earlier. Let me see what we got. Oh, man. Let's see. My man Daniel Stark. I like that picture too. They gotta really listen. That's a really well lit headshot right there too. 235 people. Make sure you hit that like button. Hey, I asked y'all earlier. I love these little quick polls. I was like, hey, let me know if you got a friend, family member that was pissed off when they had to go back to that office after COVID. Daryl Harrison, man, got the one. Kool-Aid Man 84 got the one. Christopher Gillespie. Pee-wee's burnt pizza, yup. Jay, I don't think Jay didn't have to go. Jay, I don't know who Jay is like. I missed the traffic downtown. Hit that like button. Let's see. Yeah, man. People, hey, that's what happens, Jay. That's what happens when the Browns is good. You forget all kind of different stuff. He was like, it's basketball season. What we doing down there? What we doing down there? I don't know. But nah, we're not doing that. Flacco, Flaccavelli all day. That's what we doing. And I said the same thing. How much worse can Leatherwood be than Hudson? I don't know. Wyatt socks too small. Bitter Truth Show. We went in the hodgepodge offense. Flacco was a godsend. That I like the fact that you said you named it the hodgepodge offense. It is. I call it the trail mix offense a little bit too. You get a handful of that trail mix, you don't never know what it's in you. You might have some weird like walnuts, it may be some papaya, banana chips, almonds, M&Ms, chocolate kisses, peanuts, half cashews, some of them salted, raisins, sesame sticks. That's what our offense is. We don't know what the heck we got. It's just a bunch of handful of just mixed pieces. Man, let's see. The Quag says, I would keep Harris at center. Don't move Teller or Batonio. Wills at left tackle and move Pochit to right tackle. This can work. He's moving around. You're right, BTS. Next man up is a reality, but this team has taken some hard knocks. It's amazing what they're doing considering. That's why this season has been such a valuable season. It's been one of the most enjoyable seasons because every week there's somebody down. Think about it. Ward was out this week, no problem. You look at Juan Thornhill retweaks his calf, no problem. We just keep right. McLeod is done in the backfield, no problem. We just keep rotating and rolling, guys. And that's a testament to what this team is about. It's a testament to them. Let's get two more and we're going to get up out of here. Hear from somebody there. Charles T, what up, G Bush? Tapping into your show. Also from Germany. Charles T, man, I want to thank you guys. Any of our international people out there, we got guests and we've had different people come on. Some of our fans come on from Australia. From shout out to Iceland, shout out to Finland, shout out to South America. We had Brazil, the Virgin Islands. We everywhere. Mexico. Shout out to everybody that's tapping in all around the great globe into UCSS, man. Let's see. Let's get one more. Deshaun Watson was looking good for his first 3 games because he was starting to be consistent, but sadly he got hurt. Let's hope Joe can do it. But even if DTR has to come back in, I'm not worried. I like that. By any means necessary. I don't care about you. Got to play Flacco and DTR in the same game. All hands on deck. And that's what makes it look. And I like the fact that you said it too. Deshaun Watson, by the way, was playing very well before he got hurt. Let's not underestimate 14 for 14 on the road against the best team that we're looking at right now. Baltimore Ravens look like the best team in the league. Deshaun Watson went in there and beat them on the road. Light. So let's not act like Deshaun Watson wasn't trending upward and he was garbage the whole entire season. People just be freaking out sometimes. But shout out to DTR, shout out to Flacco, and I'm interested in seeing those guys. But sky's the limit for this Browns team. It's gonna be a fun ride. All right, we all done for the day, boys and girls. But as always, make sure tap back in on Thursday. We'll come back. We'll get closer to this week. Gotta have a must-have against the Chicago Bears. UCSS will be all over it. Behind the glass, the barbershop, UCSS, 2-minute warning. Everybody, we're going to be all over it. We got to have that. We need all hands on deck. That includes you, the fans. Make sure you tap it in. Make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. And as always, you don't know when G. Bush is going to show up. You never know. I might be anywhere. But you can. What you can do is listen for them Clippers. Have a great evening.